Well, I'm here with Ed Tharp and Stephen Schall. Stephen is and Ed are both BCM students, alumni from this BCM, and both serve with a church and a ministry, a collegiate ministry out in Wyoming. So I'm just going to let them both introduce themselves and then talk about the summer mission opportunity that we have for a student possibly this summer. Guys?
So I'm Ed Tharp. I am the pastor here at Boyd Avenue Baptist Church. Was a student minister here for a long time, and I'm going to let Steve introduce himself. But he came from Indiana State as a missionary to our church once upon a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Stephen Schall. So I'm the youth minister here at Boyd Avenue Baptist Church and do the collegiate ministries at BCM at Casper College here as well. So yeah, and it's had a big impact on my life there at the Indiana State BCM for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, it's such a crazy story, all the connections that we have through our BCM with with the ministry out there. It's cool to see. So you guys have an opportunity. It's been sort of a long-standing opportunity. A number of our BCM students have had the chance to come out and spend the summer with you guys. So tell our current students what that opportunity will look like for this summer.
I'll share a little bit, Stephen. You can kind of interject where you think you need to. Okay. So the summer is filled with things like Vacation Bible School and children's camps and youth camps, children's ministry, youth ministry. There are things like that we know that we need. Most summers we do mission trips, but with the COVID era that we're in, mission trips aren't happening this summer as they normally do. And the other thing that we like to do really is gear the summer toward the student who come. And so if you feel like maybe coming to Wyoming is something God is leading you to do, and you have some areas of ministry that you are passionate about, we want to give you opportunity to do that, to help you develop your ministry, to encourage you in that ministry. So we do try to shape it a little bit around the individual students as well, as we give that opportunity. The goal is that we do get some help for the summer, but the most important goal is that we give a student ministry experience, and you will get ministry experience. You will teach Bible studies. You will lead children's or youth ministries. There will be programs that you will lead that Steve and I won't attend, not because we don't care, but because we want you to be able to lead that, to get that experience.
Yeah.
Interject where you need to there, Steve.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. So.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of just a cool story to think about, Stephen, how you ended up in the place you are now doing ministry, and how just your involvement in a summer mission opportunity led directly to that. So you want to tell us a little bit about how that happened?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So yeah, I had absolutely no plans when I was attending Indiana State University to go into ministry of any kind. I wanted to be a conservation officer in the state of Indiana, back in Warren County, where I'm from, and I wanted to get as close to there as I could. And this opportunity came up my junior year to come out to Wyoming and work with Ed, and he was a youth pastor at the time, and it was a really good summer, eye opening. It was something that kind of made me go, you know what? Maybe there's more to what God wants out of my life than just being a conservation officer and living my life, where I've always lived, and different things like that. And had the opportunity to come back a second summer, and that really kind of solidified for me that ministry was where I was being called to. And when I graduated, Ed kind of called and said, hey, if you still feel like you're being led to ministry, come out, I'll give you some more opportunities. And one thing led to another, and here we are now, getting to work together and everything else like that. But it's really fun just to kind of look back and see, just everything that God's done to orchestrate this. Just even the fact of going to Indiana State, that was not my first choice. And just a crazy series of events led me there. I had a guy from my church that knew, Roger and Rose, and said, hey, you guys need to go check out this ministry that's out there. It's really good. So, it's really fun to look back and see what God's done.
Absolutely. Well, that's so cool. So just kind of recap just real quick, kind of logistics, what the plan will be as far as when the student would come out, kind of what You kind of talked about it, Ed, but just a couple things they'll be involved in, and then how that summer ends. We didn't talk about that, but collegiate week
Okay.
kind of should cap that off, right?
Yes. So the student will start probably end of May. We'll pick the date that best fits them and us, but right around the end of May, and then they'll serve through collegiate week. We do cover their cost to collegiate week. That is something we do for the students to come. So they will start then. We'll have vacation Bible school. A youth yard sale starts off like the first time that they're here, so that's a big deal. And then so June will have the vacation Bible school, a couple weeks of just doing some ministry, getting those students, developing their ministry. July has 2 weeks of camp. They'll have a children's camp. They'll go with sponsors. A youth camp. They'll be there as sponsors. Really helps, again, just build those strong relationships with those children and those teenagers. And then you'll have a few weeks after camp. And really, I would say those are probably the most key weeks of the summer, because you spend up until that camp building those relationships. Those relationships greatly deepen at camp. And then you'll see the last few weeks where you really get to do some real good ministry with students if you spent that time developing that relationship with. And I said in the summer will be capped off with collegiate week. We will pay a stipend for the summer. We'll give you a place to live for the summer. We'll cover all your food. If you fly in, we'll make sure you have a vehicle. We'll cover the gas. You won't make a lot of money for the summer, but it should not cost you much. And again, we'll pay your way to collegiate week, which I think every college student should.
Absolutely. Yeah. So glad that that's back on, and we're going to be able to do
Me
that,
too.
kind of cap off our
Yes.
summer. Such a life-changing week in and of itself. So, well, thanks so
Yes.
much, guys. I know you're specifically this summer looking for one male student to kind of round out your team, but I know in the future this opportunity is going to be still in place. So maybe not this summer for one of our students, but definitely something to keep in mind for the future as well.
Yep. And if you have a female that really wants to come, let's not close the door.
Yeah,
Let's discuss it and kind of see where we are and what we can do.
absolutely.
It's really logistics and finances, but let's see what we can do.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. We're really excited about this partnership and excited about potentially having a student work with you guys this summer. So hopefully see you guys soon, and be able to get a student in ministry in Wyoming.
Sounds great.
Sounds great. Thank you.